Buying a home is stressful. Getting your first mortgage is stressful. Lots of vocabulary, lots of fees and costs involved. And what we want to do in this video is just give you a little bit of color on what a buyer might experience during the mortgage process and all the fees. And to have this discussion, I have the one and only Stephen Dow from Velocity Mortgage, who actually has 20 years experience in the mortgage industry. So Stephen, we're going to have a conversation with first-time home buyers, maybe first-time investors. But before we do, get the marketing thing out of the way, please.
Thank you again for remembering. Although I've worked very happily for Velocity Mortgage Capital, all the ideas and topics discussed on this channel are that of my own. So let's get it going.
So I want to talk about, like when I bought my first home and I looked at the costs for getting a mortgage. I will admit that I didn't understand them all. I will admit that they surprised me. So what I want to do here is give our best example of all the fees and talk about what they are, who gets paid, those kinds of things. Is that cool?
Sure.
Right. So the first one we should probably talk about is points, right? It's one of those lingo in the mortgage industry that you are undoubtedly comfortable with. I am now undoubtedly comfortable because we've done them. We know how to evaluate when to get them and when not. But when you're a new buyer and you're doing this for the first time and a mortgage broker says you need 3 points to do this or that,
right?
You're confused. So let's define what a point is. Let's define how they're calculated and go from there. So what's a point?
Okay. Basically, 1 percentage point or the cost represented in a percentage of somebody's commission and or cost to do some sort of action on the loan. So depending upon, I guess, how it would be categorized. For example, 2-point origination fee would typically be charged by the loan professional, loan officer, mortgage broker, things of that nature, who you would be applying for a loan. Now, then the mortgage broker or loan professional would then send that loan or send it out to multiple lenders to then see if they would, approve the loan and what type of terms to find the best lender. So then there's also lenders' fees and lenders' costs. So just in the explanation of origination or points, that is, it's just whatever if you're saying 1 point, it's 1% of whatever the loan amount is. And so as far as cost, so that's how you would calculate it, but it's just basically represented as a percentage.
Yeah. So again, just for real examples. So if it's not the cost of the home, like you're buying a $400,000 home, it's not 1% of 400. It's 1% of the loan.
Right.
So, as an example.
Right.